In the landscape of modern warfare, a new kind of soldier has emerged. It is a soldier that does not bleed, does not feel fear, and does not need to rest. This soldier is the military drone. Drones, also known as unmanned aerial vehicles or UAVs, are aircraft without a human pilot on board. They are controlled by operators on the ground, often thousands of miles away from the conflict zone. These machines have become one of the most significant and transformative tools in a military's arsenal. Their importance cannot be overstated. They provide a persistent, unblinking eye over the battlefield, gathering information that was once impossible to obtain without putting human lives at extreme risk. The primary role of these drones is intelligence gathering. They are the ultimate scouts. They can loiter over a target area for hours, even days, beaming back high-definition video, thermal imagery, and electronic signals data in real time. This constant stream of information gives commanders an unprecedented level of situational awareness. They can see enemy movements, identify potential ambushes, and track targets without ever being seen themselves. In a world where information is power, the drone provides a decisive advantage. It changes the very nature of how battles are planned and executed, making warfare more precise, more data-driven, and more remote than ever before. But what exactly makes these machines so revolutionary? The idea of unmanned warfare is not as new as many might think. Its roots stretch back further than the silicon chip and digital age. The very first attempts can be traced to the 19th century. In 1849, the Austrians, during their siege of Venice, launched unmanned balloons packed with explosives. These were crude, wind-dependent weapons, and their success was minimal. However, they represented a conceptual breakthrough. The idea of delivering a payload to a target without a human pilot. This early, almost primitive example planted the seed for a century of innovation. A long and winding road that would eventually lead to the sophisticated drones we see in the skies today. The 20th century saw these concepts mature, spurred on by the technological crucible of two world wars. The American Kettering bug was a biplane designed to be launched toward an enemy line and crash after a preset distance. While it never saw combat, it was a significant step. Later, during World War II, the Germans developed the V-1 flying bomb, a pulse jet-powered weapon that terrorized London. On the Allied side, modified B-17 and B-24 bombers were filled with explosives and remotely guided. Missions like Operation Aphrodite attempted remote guidance, though with tragic and limited success. These were still blunt instruments, a far cry from modern precision. The Cold War era marked the true beginning of the reconnaissance drone. With the constant threat of nuclear war, the need for safe and effective surveillance over hostile territory was paramount. The downing of Gary Powers' U-2 spy plane over the Soviet Union in 1960 highlighted the extreme risks of piloted reconnaissance. This event accelerated the development of unmanned platforms. The Ryan Model 147 Lightning Bug drones, launched from a mothership, flew hundreds of missions over Vietnam, China, and North Korea. They gathered photographic intelligence and returned to be recovered by parachute, providing vital information without risking a single pilot's life in the way the U-2 missions had. The modern era of drones was truly born in the 1980s and 1990s, pioneered largely by Israel. The development of the GNAT 750 and later the iconic MQ-1 Predator in the 1990s changed everything. The decision after 9/11 to arm it with Hellfire missiles transformed it from a simple eye in the sky to a hunter-killer, cementing the drone's place as a central pillar of modern warfare. One of the most profound impacts of military drones is their role as a force protection multiplier. In simple terms, they keep soldiers on the ground safer. Before the widespread use of drones, the most dangerous job in any patrol was often point man, the soldier at the front responsible for spotting ambushes, tripwires, improvised explosive devices, also known as IEDs. This responsibility now often falls to a drone circling silently overhead. It can scan the road ahead for miles using powerful zoom cameras to spot disturbed earth that might hide an IED. It can use thermal imaging to detect the heat signature of people hiding in a building or behind a wall, invisible to the naked eye. This capability is known as Overwatch. Imagine a patrol moving through a narrow, winding street in a hostile city. From the ground, their vision is limited by buildings, corners, alleyways. But a drone operator, sitting safely in a control station, can see the entire neighborhood. They can see the rooftops, the courtyards, the streets ahead. If an enemy fighter appears on a roof with a rocket-propelled grenade, the drone operator can instantly warn the patrol on the radio, giving them the critical seconds needed to take cover and respond, turning a potential ambush into a failed attack. This protection extends beyond just patrols. When a military unit establishes a forward operating base or a temporary outpost, drones become a vital part of its security. Instead of relying solely on soldiers and watchtowers, who have limited fields of view and are vulnerable to sniper fire, a drone can patrol the base's entire perimeter continuously. It can fly for 20 hours or more, never getting tired, never losing focus. This tireless vigilance frees up soldiers from tedious and dangerous guard duty, allowing them to rest and focus on other critical tasks. The drone becomes a silent, sleepless sentry, ensuring that any threat approaching the base is detected long before it can pose a danger to the personnel inside. The heart of a military drone's purpose can be summarized in 3 letters: ISR. This stands for Intelligence, Surveillance, Reconnaissance. While these terms are often used interchangeably, they represent distinct but related functions that form the foundation of modern military information gathering. Intelligence is the end product. Analyzed information that provides insights into an adversary's capabilities, intentions, and activities. It is the so what that commanders use to make decisions. For example, knowing the location of an enemy tank is surveillance, but understanding that its position indicates a planned assault on a specific flank is intelligence. Drones are the premier tool for collecting the raw data needed to produce this vital intelligence. Surveillance is the S in ISR, and it is what drones do best. It involves the persistent, systematic observation of a specific area, place, or person. Unlike a spy satellite that passes over a target only at certain times, or a reconnaissance plane that can only stay on station for a few hours, a high-altitude, long-endurance drone like the RQ-4 Global Hawk can loiter over a region for more than a day. This allows military analysts to watch patterns of life develop. They can see when people enter and leave a building, what vehicles are used, and how routines change over time. Reconnaissance, the R, is a more targeted mission. It is often conducted to obtain specific information about a particular objective or the terrain of a specific area. While surveillance might be a wide, continuous watch, reconnaissance is a focused search. For example, before a special operations team conducts a raid on a compound, a drone will be sent to perform reconnaissance. Map out the compound's layout, identify entry and exit points, count the number of individuals present, locate potential defensive positions or weapon emplacements. This detailed recce mission provides the assault team with a complete blueprint of their objective, dramatically increasing their chances of success and reducing the risk of casualties. Together, these 3 functions create a powerful cycle of information. The ability to perform these ISR missions without risking human life, and with unparalleled persistence, is precisely why drones have become an indispensable and transformative asset in modern warfare. The term drone is a broad one, covering a vast and diverse family of aircraft designed for different roles, altitudes, and mission durations. To understand their impact, it is essential to recognize the main categories. At the highest end are high-altitude, long-endurance, hail drones. The prime example, the Northrop Grumman RQ-4 Global Hawk. Massive wingspan, comparable to a Boeing 737. It can fly up to 60,000 feet. It can stay aloft for over 30 hours. Its mission, strategic ISR with powerful radar and long-range cameras. Next, medium altitude, long endurance, MALE systems. Famous example, General Atomics MQ-1 Predator, and its successor, the MQ-9 Reaper. Males are the workhorses. They fly between 15 and 30,000 feet. They can loiter up to 24 hours. They are ISR platforms and hunter-killers. Reaper can carry Hellfire missiles. Reaper can carry precision-guided bombs. That dual role makes males central to counter-terrorism. Moving down, tactical and small unmanned aerial systems. SUAS, designed for troops on the ground. Tactical example, RQ-7 Shadow, often catapult-launched, recovered with a net. They provide brigade or battalion-level reconnaissance. Even smaller, hand-launched SUAS like the RQ-11 Raven. A soldier can carry it in a backpack, assemble it in minutes, toss it into the air. It gives an over-the-hill view, or around-the-corner view. These small drones are ubiquitous in infantry units. To truly grasp the impact of drones, we must look at concrete examples of battlefield reconnaissance. Consider this common scenario: a convoy of military vehicles traveling between bases through insurgent-held territory. In the past, Journeys like this were nerve-wracking. The greatest threat, an improvised explosive device buried in the road, or an ambush from fighters hidden in the landscape. Today, an MQ-9 Reaper often flies ahead of the convoy. Its operators, thousands of miles away, scan the route in painstaking detail. Their high-definition camera can zoom in on a single spot on the road. The camera looks for any sign of tampering. Meanwhile, the thermal imager can detect the faint heat signature of a recently buried object. This isn't just passive watching. The drone becomes an active participant in the convoy security. If the operator spots a suspicious vehicle parked on the side of the road, they can track it. They can see if anyone gets out. They can see if the person is carrying weapons. The operator relays that information directly to the convoy commander in real time. The commander can halt the convoy, or call in an explosive ordnance disposal team, or find an alternate route. That observation from above prevents catastrophic attacks and saves lives. Another example, small tactical drones used by infantry. Imagine a squad clearing a multi-story building in a dense urban area. Every doorway is a risk, every hallway is a risk, every room is a risk. Now the squad can deploy a tiny drone, a Black Hornet nano drone. It's small enough to fit in the palm of a hand. The operator flies it through an open window, or through a hole in the wall. The drone quietly flies the rooms and streams video back. Soldiers watch the feed on a small tablet. They can see if a room is empty. They can see if it's booby-trapped. They can see if armed combatants are inside. This real-time intelligence is a game-changer. It turns blind, dangerous entry into a calculated, informed action. Micro-drones give granular, immediate situational awareness that was impossible a decade ago, giving ground troops a crucial edge in hazardous environments. The proliferation of reconnaissance drones has done more than just provide a new tool. It has fundamentally rewritten military strategy and doctrine. The traditional fog of war, the term for the uncertainty and confusion inherent in battle, is being systematically lifted. Commanders now operate with a level of clarity that their predecessors could only dream of. This has led to a major shift from warfare based on mass and maneuver to warfare based on precision and information. Instead of sending large formations of troops to seize and hold territory, militaries can now use drone-gathered intelligence to identify key enemy nodes and strike key enemy nodes with surgical accuracy. This is the essence of effects-based operations. This strategic shift is evident in how campaigns are planned and executed. Before a major operation, a fleet of intelligence drones will saturate the target area, surveillance drones will provide persistent coverage, and reconnaissance drones will map the area for days or even weeks. They map enemy defenses, track leadership movements, identify logistics hubs, and monitor communication networks. This deep understanding of the battle space allows planners to create highly detailed and efficient operational plans. They can target the enemy's centers of gravity, the things that give the enemy their strength, with minimal force and collateral damage. Furthermore, the persistence of drone surveillance has dramatically compressed the kill chain, the process of finding, identifying, targeting, and destroying an enemy. In the past, a scout might spot a target, but by the time that information was relayed back to headquarters and an airstrike was called in, the target would have long since moved. With a modern hunter-killer drone like the Reaper, the sensor and the shooter are on the same platform. The same operator who is watching a high-value target can receive authorization and launch a missile within seconds. The 24/7 nature of drone surveillance means the pressure on an adversary is relentless, fundamentally altering their behavior and limiting their operational freedom. The rise of the drone, while offering clear military advantages, has also brought with it a host of complex ethical questions and new challenges. The very remoteness that keeps drone operators safe also creates a psychological and moral distance from the battlefield. This has led to debates about the video game nature of remote warfare and its potential to lower the threshold for using lethal force. These ethical concerns are compounded by the issue of civilian casualties or collateral damage. While drones enable precision strikes, they are not infallible. As drone technology has proliferated, so too have the methods to counter it. Drones are no longer the exclusive domain of a few powerful nations. Non-state actors, ISIS, the Houthis, now field their own low-cost, commercially derived drones for both reconnaissance and attack. This has forced modern militaries to rapidly develop and deploy counter-drone systems. Electronic warfare systems that jam the drone's control link, electronic warfare systems that jam GPS signals, high-powered microwave weapons that fry their electronics, kinetic solutions like nets, kinetic solutions like lasers, or simply shooting them down with advanced gun systems. The sky is no longer a safe sanctuary, It has become a new domain of electronic and physical combat. Looking to the future, the single most significant trend in military drone technology is the rapid advance toward autonomy. Future systems will be able to navigate complex environments, identify threats, and even make engagement decisions without direct human input. Drones will operate seamlessly across all domains: air, land, sea, and even undersea, working together in integrated networks. The soldier of the future may be less of a frontline fighter and more of a system manager, overseeing teams of robotic assets. The debate over lethal autonomous weapon systems, or laws, is already underway at the United Nations, as the world grapples with the implications of giving machines the authority to kill. The dawn of autonomous warfare is approaching, and it will forever alter the character of conflict, presenting humanity with both unprecedented capabilities and unparalleled challenges.